My name is Pauline. My maiden name was Hardy, and Mangol. Yes, my husband was a captain, and his name is Frederick Nicholas Mangol, Mangol. Oh, well, we didn't get very much mail, I mean, because it was very hard to transport that mail back and forth. And I was living in Japan at the time. I lived there for 3.5 years with the children. And we waited, you know, sometimes you'd have to wait a week or so before you get any mail back. But I wrote every day, and sometimes he got some of the mail. When they highlined, you know, they would send a sack of mail on a highline from ship to ship. Well, a couple of times it dropped into the ocean, so all that mail was lost. So those were the things you kind of had to put up with. It was unfortunate, but those things happen. Plus I had a child in Japan who was born prematurely, and because of it I had sepsis, a blood poisoning. So the Navy did, and that was remarkable. He got word of that, so they sent a helo to the ship, the St. Francis River. They took him to the carrier, put him on a jet, flew him to Japan and then they had an ambulance or something that took me to the hospital because, well, he never, I mean, the baby was born prematurely, and so he never got to really see him, and it was a boy, and he was very disappointed. But, you know, people were so, everyone I dealt with was very kind, and they wanted to help, and I had I called her a maid, but I really didn't hire her for, and you had to go through very strict protocols. I had to go through the labor department. Somebody sent me a girl, and all I wanted the woman for was to take care of the children, because as a captain's wife I had to go to teas and receptions and all kinds of things. Well, half the time she wasn't there, and the kids were alone. Well, when I found that out, I was really very upset. So went back to the lady. I fired, and I wasn't supposed to do that. Japan had very strict rules, everything, you had to follow all these rules, and I didn't know that. Nobody had told me. So they sent me to the labor department, and they sent this woman, very, very sweet woman. Her husband was a fisherman, and when they went out to fish, they'd be gone for 3 years. And so she had to find work, you know, well, to keep busy, but also to bring an income. So the minute she walked into the room, my son was only about 18 months old, and there was just some connection. He took one look at her, and he ran, and he threw himself in her arms. He just threw himself at her. So she was thrilled, and I was thrilled. I finally found somebody that I could trust with the children. And but I loved my time in Japan. I thought, you know, like I said, and I ate a lot of fish, and I loved fish, so that was good too. Well, he wrote whenever he could. I have 15 years worth of correspondence from him, and every detail. And I used to write to him and say, I don't have to hear about how many times you shot the rockets and all that. I want to know how you're feeling, and you know, how your health is. And it suffered a little bit under, you know, all that constant pressure. It was the pressure more than anything else that really, you know. But at least I was hearing from him, and that was very important. And unfortunately, a lot of my letters got lost, you know, was sent somewhere else. And so that bothered me a lot. But I have now I have just taken out the box that had been in storage, 15 years worth of letters from him. So I've been reviewing. It's almost like having him with me. It's been very nice. Talked about how well they did, you know, with the bombard, all these things. And then he was in Spain at one point. That was when he was in the Navy. But anyway, he went to the bullfights, and I had to hear all about the bullfights in my letters. But, you know, he enjoyed writing. That was one thing. He was prolific. Like I say, 15 years worth of letters that I have gone through.